credibility behind, it may be something that the hearing officer would question. So, but good question.
Okay. And then our last question for today is, how do we prove that we presented the written warning if they refuse to sign it?
Well, you just you can't actually. It's hard to prove it, except obviously putting down there refuse to sign. At that point, anything especially in the testimony of under oath in the hearing is just going to be basically the credibility of the person giving the statement. There's really nothing else you can do. You want to have a videotape of you recording this happening. I don't know. I mean, I think it's over engineering a little bit. There's not a lot you can do. At least in the case that I had last week, I did have a hearing officer that did not really want to pursue it that aggressively, or didn't want to consider it in the manner that I thought that she should have. Although you would be highly surprised at how many times the claimants will be honest in the hearing and state and be truthful in a hearing, including, at least in the case that I had last week, where the claimant admitted that they didn't refuse to sign it. Well, if they admit under oath that they refused to sign it, then they're already acknowledging that the conversation took place. Remember, this isn't about them acknowledging guilt or admitting to guilt. It's just the fact that we had this conversation about this. So when it gets to the hearing operations or the hearing mode, you'd be surprised at how often claimants will actually be truthful, and even though that they don't seem to intend to want to be truthful, at least in any of the other times, that they will. Hearing officers can be a challenge. I don't know, for any of you who have dealt with hearings and hearing officers, they seem to really be ticky-tacky with the employer and really target them with a lot more questions and be a little easier on the claimants. There's nothing I can, and I will admit that is kind of my feeling on it. But as far as the way to answer your question, I think the best thing is to just acknowledge that they refuse to sign, and then if it goes to a hearing, you have to really hope that the claimant will admit that actually that in fact they did refuse to sign it. Once they do that, boom, you're done. I mean, there's an acknowledgement under oath that this discussion occurred. And there you go.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jeff. Unfortunately, we're out of time. As I said before, though, if we did get your questions now, we'll make sure to follow up with you offline. Once again, thanks to all of you for attending, and feel free to contact us if you have any other questions. Thanks again to Jeff for a great presentation, and have a good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.